there, so I'm Jen Maurer, and this is my infographic on Disney movies. I picked Disney movies because it's something I'm really passionate about. I'm a Disney fanatic, and I really wanted to display all I could about fun facts about Disney and make it really fun. So first I'm going to cover visual potential. Well, as you see, this is the whole infographic. I kind of shrunk it because I liked how it looked on the website to make it fit the screen. If I zoom in, you can kind of see better what it looks like. But anyway, so visual potential, yay! I'm going to now display my numbers display. So this was my first numbers display. Basically, what I ended up doing was displaying Disney's top 10 grossing movies. I found this information online of a big data set of the top 100 movies and how much money they made. Originally, I had really simple graphs. This was one of the first ones we made, so it started out as a struggle, but I think I really improved it. Started out with bar chart and line chart, but I got the feedback that it was too simple. So then I really wanted to emphasize the data and make it more fun, because that's what Disney represents. It's fun. And that's how I got to this third option of with Disney characters. But after doing this one, I neglectfully, I realized that it doesn't fit my color model at all, which I'll show you in a different video. And that is how I decided to do silhouettes, because this fits my base model and my color model. Yeah, so like I said, the feedback I got was too simple and then doesn't match your models, so then ended up with this pretty thing. Next up, we have my second number display. With this display, I showed character competitions. I basically compared some popular Disney characters and determined which one was more popular by searching Google data. Google Trends, I can compare two characters, so I would compare, for instance, Buzz Lightyear and Woody to determine who was more favored in Google Trends. From this, I determined that Buzz Lightyear was more popular, and Jack Sparrow was more popular, and Anna was more popular. These are all from different popular Disney movies. I originally started with this really complicated icon graph. I tried to display using a different number of icons, which ones were more popular, and the feedback I was getting was that it was really complicated and too difficult for people to follow. So I ended up, after the second iteration, completely redoing this graph, because I just really didn't like it and I really wanted to do something I was proud of. So that's how I ended up with this pie chart, which matches my models and is, there are a lot of pie charts on my base model, which I really wanted to emulate. In addition, I used the color from the color model and stuck with the same font. Well, on another note, let's go to appearance. This is my appearance model. I think it's pretty simple. This was the very first graphic we made. However, I did go back and look at it, but then I determined that I actually really do like this one. It's simple to the point, but it's also very emblematic. It signifies Disney. You see this and you know it's Disney. I started out with 3 different images of things that represent Disney. This was the Mickey head and a Mickey silhouette, and then the Walt Disney logo. But this one was really wonky and not very clean, and that really didn't follow my base model at all. So therefore, in my next model, it looks really similar, but I actually completely redid it with simple shapes to make it look with straighter edges and be cleaner. That's how I ended up with this lovely thing that's in my final project. This one, I removed the words because that was the feedback I had received, and I think it looks really good in my opinion. So from here, I'm gonna go to the relationships. Woohoo! Yeah, so this relationship, this is my favorite one actually. I demonstrated Disney character cameos and references. This is my final infographic that's on my final display. Disney is kind of known for including cameos of Disney characters from past films and present films, and I really wanted to demonstrate that because I've actually never seen this one before, and I was really happy with how it turned out. So I started it out with this really simple but really clustered mess of nodes that lead to each other. I got the feedback, like I tried to highlight ones that, like using a red encoding of ones that were more popular or more referenced more often. I put them in red, but I didn't really emphasize that or explain that anywhere. So that was really confusing to people. I got the feedback that people really liked the arches of this because I think it emulated my models better. And then we have this improvement, which I added a key that more easily demonstrates it. I had two different sizes of nodes. The big ones are ones that are more referenced or they have many references. So I also used the less opacity here to distinguish between the two movies with many references and movies referenced a lot. Yep, so this was, I really like this version, but I got feedback that this part's kind of off to the side and weirdly clustered, which is how I ended up with my final iteration. I added another factor of what character it was that's displayed. So this is a large data set, and I spent a lot of time sketching out, like at the very beginning, like what I wanted it to look like and how to make it the least cluttered, and I rearranged it like 10 times, which is not easy with this display, but I really like how it turned out. It's still my favorite, and I really try to emphasize it in my overall one. And on the next note, oops, wow, we're going to go to, let's go to location. So, location, we have my map. This one, I displayed Disney princesses and where they're from or where their stories are from. And let's see. So I started out with a huge map, but this is complicated and very large. Also, you can see I changed my font typography model midway through the process, so this is different than my final one. But this had too much white space. There was too much unused space, which is how I zoned in on 3 different parts of the world, which is where they were displayed. And then finally, after getting again the feedback, I fell in love with my models, or with my Disney princess faces, because I just thought it was very Disney to include their faces. But then I also realized that emulating my models is definitely way more important. So therefore, I ended up with this slightly opaque but not red circle to display each character as well as what movie they're from. This one definitely emulates my model to the fullest, I think, and copies what the map shows in my model. Okay. Yeah. So, on another one, let's go to relationship. Oops. Oh, just kidding, we already did this one. Location. Okay, time. We haven't done this one. So this is, I initially displayed more data. This was, I was trying to show the iconic movie releases, or I guess I ended up changing the title because this isn't very intuitive. It's basically big milestones in Disney history. It's the first. This one's the very first cartoon with sound. Snow White is the first full-length animated feature. Fantasia is the first film done in digital sound. And like These were all the most important points I could find in Disney movie history. So after getting some feedback, I decided to go with the classic timeline as opposed to this was just a simple list. And I ended up changing the little flags to be the colored parts and the text to be with a blue background. Because that was the feedback I was getting, that was more appealing to the eye. Finally, if you see my model, it does this exactly. And so I ended up turning the arrows out, and vertically it just was more perfect for my model. Yes. So, was there anyone I missed? I believe I got them all. Okay, well, great. So this is my first video, and thank you for watching.